My name is Tanya Fermin, and I run Fermentation Production. Thank you, Katrina Hargrave, for doing this interview for your senior thesis. I'm an independent filmmaker based here in Wilmington, North Carolina.
What's your name?
My name is Tanya Fermin, and I have a production company called Fermentation Productions.
Nice. What film projects have you participated in, and in what capacity?
Okay, I have a short film called The Arrangements. That was my first foray into this business. And I have a TV pilot that we're pitching called Senses. Now, one of my first projects, I called it In Psalm, that I did with Joe Dutton's daughter, Erica Dutton, for an NC60 project that was shown last year at Cookaloris.
So your latest is this pilot?
Yes.
What capacity do you play in this?
I'm the writer, I'm the creator, I'm the director, one of the producers, and I also act in the film.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
it's a lot.
Okay. Did you always know you wanted to get involved in film? Was there an experience that made you want to get involved?
Well, I always have written stories, everything like that, but I realized that my attention span wasn't long enough to do a novel, but it's great for screenwriting. And when I realized that my attention span was right there at the screenwriting level, that made the whole world open up to me of what I could do. Then, with all the productions for the last 3 years in North Carolina and Wilmington that I've been a part of, I call it on-set learning. I would sit there and just watch everything they did, and I would go to every class imaginable to learn about different aspects of filmmaking.
Okay, so you have had to take on the role as a producer, and so you're producing Senses?
Yes.
Did you also produce the others?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you choose this, or was this kind of just part of the aspect of how it was being the creator
Yeah.
and everything?
I think because I wanted a lot of control of the film. The first film was a true story, so I did want those aspects to be told exactly how I had written them, and that's why I took that portion of it. Now, for Senses, I didn't think that I would be every hat imaginable, but it just turned out that way.
As a producer, what do you say is your main job description?
Making sure that all the other departments run well. You have to be involved in every aspect, or at least know that the people that you have involved in those departments know exactly what they're doing. So that was eye-opening, from wardrobe to props, to the scheduling, to even making sure that there's crafty there, to getting the right crew, casting. So it's a lot is involved in it. So being focused and being organized is key.
Right. Do you begin with a budget, or do you begin with resources?
That would be
like,
good.
how do you?
I do. I begin with the story.
You begin with the story,
Yeah,
right?
I begin with the story. I write the story out, and then when I get to the point of doing the shot list, get to the point of storyboarding out, then I go to how do I make it happen? How does that come off of the page?
Right. Okay. Right. Now, I know I've heard people say that, there's the director with the vision, and then there's the producer that sort of, has that aspect that like makes it the reality, or sometimes, has to, bring the vision down from the director to make it kind of more, pragmatic but try to keep it. Now, you being a director and the producer, how does that, when one side of yourself is that
Yes.
creative self that just wants, and then there's the other side that has to, that more business practical, how do you?
Well, luckily, my partner in life and partner in business is my husband, Brad Jones. And he brings it down to where, he says there's not $1 million budget, there's a dollar budget. So I have to kind of go, oh, how can I make this dollar budget look like $1 million? So he's the voice of reason. He is the voice of reason.
Right.
But it makes me creative
Right.
because when he says no, I can't do it, I find a way to do it. And so it could be by asking favors, it could be, just being creative with it, asking my DP, how could this happen? How can we make this happen? And just finding creative ways around the money ways.
Do you then start to fundraise, with things like, Indiegogo or places like that?
I haven't done that yet.
Right.
That is our next step. Because we're at the point where we're almost at for census for the pilot. We're about to pitch a wrap, and of course we know we need to go to editing next. We need a colorist, and that's where we go to our fundraising.
Right. Okay. What is the most difficult aspect of being a producer?
Getting everyone on the same page. Yeah. Letting everyone see the vision that I do. And that could be because I'm the director also, but just getting everyone on the same page and to have that page, collide with reality that this is going to happen. So I think that the most difficult is just getting everyone on the same page at the same time. Because now it's been happening, but sometimes we're a little bit lagging behind, So.
How do you try to do that? Do you do it with talking to them and just trying to, do you show them visuals? How do you get them to see, everybody shooting the same story? That's that vision, that's your vision. How do you get a diverse group of people like that? You said it is the most difficult, but how do you try?
Well, I have to think everyone has to believe in the vision. And because we are independent filmmakers working on low budget, no budget, everyone has to believe in what you're believing in. If you believe wholeheartedly in it, I think you can convince other people to go with you. So that's the most important thing, to believe in it, have faith that it's going to happen, so. Everyone knows you come on my set, we're going to pray beforehand. We're going to hope that everything aligned, the stars align, and then all the planning that we did in the beginning. I'm organized, very organized. So, we have gone over that script, and we have done the breakdown pages, and we've done shot lists. So by the time we get on set, then we are on the same page. It's just all that planning in beginning stages to get them there.
What do you say is the most rewarding aspect of being a producer?
When I see it, when I actually, see a clip and it works, then everything has been fulfilled. Yeah. So that's the rewarding part. My story comes to life and I go like, oh, the story came to life, look at it, who did that, so.
Right, that's true. What has been the hardest moment for you during this project?
The hardest moment is exactly the opposite. Is that when after a few days of filming, I had gone a different route than I initially intended, and when I saw it on screen, it wasn't my story, and that was the hardest part. It wasn't what my vision was at all, and that was disheartening.
Yeah, absolutely. What moment during this project in particular gave you hope?
I'm surrounded by a great group of people. People who believe in the project, people who believe in me. So what gave me hope was when they rallied to say, don't throw it all away. We can do this. And then having the next time we went to shoot with the right group of people, and then seeing it come to life and knowing it's exactly what my vision was and what I wrote on the page was shown to me, then that made it all like, let's keep going forward. Let's make a movie. And my motto is, let's make a movie.
Let's make a movie. That's nice. Okay. What is the motivating factor for you?
When you're a writer, it's a very lonely existence of just spending all those hours writing it, and then finishing it, and then you put the end or you put fade out, and you can either put it in a drawer or you can actually do something about it. And so one of my motivation is I don't want to be a should have, would have, could have person. So I am a can do person, so I'm going to do it. And so just the knowing that it shouldn't just stay in the drawer. It should come out. And if I took the time to spend all those hours writing it, why am I going to hide it?
Right.
So my motivation is just get out there and do it. Otherwise, I've wasted a lot of time, and I don't want to be a time waster.
Right. Absolutely. What kind of routine do you have?
For writing or producing?
Well, we'll stick with producing. I mean, if you want to say some stuff with your writing too, because I know a lot of people, they do, especially in the indie, you're writing, you're producing, you're doing all of that. What is, what routine? Some people don't have a very set routine. How?
Well, I write every day. So when I'm not writing, of course, during this portion of Senses, I have stopped writing my other scripts to focus on this because it's episodic, and we're hoping for 13 episodes. So I kind of put a pause on it to go into the producer directing mode, and that is very task driven, where that every day I review the list of things that I need to do, whether it's doing the shot list, getting all the people in place, helping getting the call sheets out, making sure our contacts are up to speed on what should be done. So it's a daily thing. I mean, I review that to-do list every morning and every night.
What kind of system do you have? Some people have binders. Some people do a lot of things online. What kind of system do you have?
Well, I would say it's both. One time I did lose a scene because the computer glitch, and it totally wiped out a scene. So I do not write my first draft on computer. I just don't trust electronics that way. So I write everything longhand in the beginning, and then I kind of do my first edit when I type it into the computer, or I speak it into the computer. And that works for me, so that's usually my first edit, and then when I go through it again, that's my second edit.
What traits or abilities do you say best serve you in this position as a producer?
Being organized. I also use a lot of, everything has a binder to it. Everyone knows that about me. I'm like, let me find this binder, it's in that. So I think that would best suit me in the producer role, is being just task oriented and ensuring that, I can cross off the things on the list and get it done.
Right. What habits or behaviors do you think that you might have that aren't as beneficial, but that you work on? Some people, they're good at what they do, but they might be heavy procrastinators, so they don't like waking up in the morning, or they don't let that, overcome them. But they have, certain traits that other people are like, no, you don't. You have to not have that to be successful. But you may.
But I'm a morning person. Everyone knows that. I mean, 5:45, I'm up every morning. Of course, I have to get the kid to the bus stop, but that's why I'm up. And then I use that time while he's at school to then start my day, and that starts off the whole day with the filmmaking. So it is, Monday through Friday, it's very organized. The weekends can get a little chaotic, but that starts my day off every morning. So
nice. So what kind of habits or behaviors do you have to work on that may not be so beneficial in your position? Okay.
A bad habit
Yeah.
is when you have the creative hat on and it takes over, and then you spend all that time, writing, and when maybe you should have been doing something else. Or Facebook. Yeah.
Right. Is there anything else you wish to say? Any advice that you have for students, or anything that you wish you knew before you got started?
The advice that I would give is stop talking about it and do it. I meet so many people who say they wish they would, or if only they could, and my answer is why not? If you don't know something, learn about it. The resources that we have available to us at our fingertips with the internet, you can find out anything. So when I don't know something, I pull it up, get a book and read. And and don't be afraid to ask. If you don't know something, I've asked a lot of people, even when I'm on set, I said, what is your role? What do you do? And people like to talk about themselves. So let them talk, listen, and take their advice from the experts.